Welcome to the Untrapped Podcast, where we're motivated and inspired about success, small business, and personal development. And now, Keith Kalfas.
Keith Kalfas with the Untrapped Podcast, going live in new studio that I'm putting together, just doing a test right here. I want to talk about where do you keep your landscaping equipment, especially if you're newer in the business or if you're brand new, you're getting your first landscaping trailer. Maybe you live in an apartment or a mobile home or a place where you don't have a place to store your equipment, right? Maybe you don't have a commercial lot, or you don't live on land or someplace where you can keep your equipment. The reason I say that is when I first started my landscaping business, I live in a mega metropolis in Michigan, in the suburbs of Metro Detroit. And there's millions of people everywhere. There's no place to park any landscaping equipment, no place to park a trailer. There's no place to park anything. Everybody's stacked on top of each other. Very limited space, right? And you can't just park something for free. I lived in a one-bedroom apartment when I started my landscaping business, and I had no place to keep anything. And I said in my previous video, I was storing my landscaping tools inside of my brother and sister-in-law's shed. And I felt a little embarrassed because I know where to keep the stuff. And then eventually I rented out a storage unit for about $90 a month. Then I upgraded to a bigger storage unit for $150 a month. And then I would go every morning and I would get inside of the storage unit, get my tools. And in the evening, I would make it there before they closed and drop the tools off. But then when I got a landscaping trailer, I was parking it outside of the apartment that we lived in. And my neighbors were complaining. The association was complaining. I had got ticketed, fined, warnings. It was by a fire hydrant, so I got a ticket. And it was a constant source of stress and anxiety. And even my trailer was broken into and my stuff was stolen way back in 2015. And it was a nonstop source of anxiety trying to find a place to keep the equipment. And if you have this struggle, let me know. What's up, Green Extraction Technologies? We got Daniel Mirval, certified arborist in the house. What's up, Edgar Garcia, Code Red, Alpha Interactions, Marcos, Flores, Pink Omelet, Gardner, Nick Miller. Yeah, can you see me clear? Can you hear me clear? Hope so. Hope all is well. So it was a constant source of stress and anxiety. There's one story I want to tell you. My I have an uncle. He has like this co-ops of fabrication shop, and it's basically a factory, and there's parking. And I was like, do you think I could store my landscaping trailer there? Like, some factory down the street from my house, right? And so when my wife and I had moved out of that apartment into this little condo that we had, there was no place to park anything. We had just moved in, we were busy, and I was parking literally both my trucks and trailers outside, hogging up everything, and the neighbors were freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I don't know where to keep my stuff. I was on a long waiting list to park it at a commercial lot, and everything was packed. There was nowhere to park anything. So imagine working all day, and I know that you have to have been through this, and I don't ever hear anybody talk about this stuff. I'm working all day. You work, 10 to 12 hours. Then you get home, and now you have to find a place to park all this stuff. I was literally going and parking it up at the pizzeria up the street until they complained. Then I'd move it to like another parking lot. And I was putting it in random parking lots and going outside in the middle of the night and driving past my trailer, hoping nobody broke into anything. It was such a source of stress that, so that factory, I did not get permission to park my trailer there, but I came home one day. It was summer of 2016. And my wife called me. One second. Yeah, dog. Dave, you're not gonna bark in my podcast. I put this little dog upstairs because this is I might just have to go rent out like a $3,000 a month studio, yo. Let me know. I'm going to do that. Oh, it's going to happen for sure. I'm going to have a whole studio. And then this thing barking. So my wife called me home from work, and the She said they're towing one of your landscaping trucks right now. I'm like, what? I rush home and my truck is up on a stretcher and they were gonna tow it because they didn't like where it's parked. It had like vehicle magnets on it, right? It looked like a commercial vehicle where we lived. I was so stressed out, so much anxiety. I paid the guy like $160 cash for him to put my truck down. And every day they repeatedly threatened to tow my trucks, even my brand new truck. So I didn't have any place to keep the landscape trailer. And I went up to that factory I was telling you about where my uncle's business is at. And I didn't even get permission. I just straight up parked it there because I had nowhere to put it. And I was afraid it was going to get towed. And that's how I make money. And the owner comes out, my uncle's partner or whatever, and then he's like, What are you doing? Why are you dropping off your trailer here?" I'm like, "Dude, I need to drop it off here." And I felt like this was the moment where I felt completely ashamed of myself as a man and as a business owner, because I was literally going and dropping my trailer off without permission in some other man's factory parking lot structure and putting locks on it without permission, because my heart was racing anxiety. He's like, what's going on? We didn't confirm that you could do this. I'm like, dude, I just need to put it over here over the weekend. I'm afraid it's going to get towed. And this type of like panic attack, I made a fool out of myself in front of this dude. He was basically a business owner, right? And it's like those things, those moments when you think about all the planning and preparation that you had not done in your life, all the years that you had spent not being as responsible as you possibly could have been, is all peaking at one moment right now where you feel like, like a total loser, and you're being exposed of the weakness of the fabric of your identity. And it's something as simple as not having a place to park your landscaping equipment could bring all that out of you, that type of stress and anxiety. So like, um, luckily, a spot had opened up, a commercial lot, and then I started paying, and then my stuff got broken into inside of a commercial lot too, right? And I don't know. I want to know in the comments below, where do you park your landscape equipment? I know some people pay astronomical prices to park. They rent out expensive storage units. I've talked to some guys. They're like, what do they say? Oh, I just live in the boondocks and I already have a pole barn and I have all these things. What are you talking about, bro? What do you mean you don't have a place? I have a big place to store my stuff. It's right there. Look, I have 25 acres. What do you mean you don't have a place to store your stuff? Like, that's one thing that I do window cleaning seems so interesting in a an efficient way, because you can literally take everything you need to do a window cleaning or a pressure washing service, soft washing, and you can store it inside of one van, and you can lock that van up, and there's your whole business right there contained inside of one van. But when you have like landscaping, tree service, dude, you got a chipper, you got anything, you have to have a place to store all this stuff, and it's expensive. I don't want to put this dog down. So I I really been thinking a lot the last few days about this anxiety trap you can get in as a small business owner, where you feel like you're running like this cold, hard, brutal reality, this very sobering reality. Because you become very present with this reality that there's no ship coming to save you. You're out here fighting like you're in a war. You are you have to make it work. The ships have already been burned, and you have to make money. You got to make this thing work and keep all these customers happy, and pay all these expenses all the time, 24/7. And if you don't, your ship will sink and you will be back to working a job, or your whole business will fail. And it's such a sobering reality. And if you look kind of like the 9 to 5 mindset of feeling safe and secure inside of a job, like that's such a complete illusion. And 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 I think that like having your own small business and being happy, like I don't know how much of that exists. Tony Robbins talks about living in a beautiful state. No matter what happens to you, you live in a beautiful state, no matter what you're going through. So could you imagine being happy and present and conscious and having a great time in the middle of all the responsibilities of being swamped running a business? You know what I'm saying? Luke Hachi says trailer stays on the truck during the week. Only will get in trouble if neighbors report it. Always stay nice to the neighbors. Yeah. What's up, Jeff B? I make sure I have the truck brake by the end of the day. Every night and weekend it sits at the mechanic's shop. Interesting. Daniel Gomez, thanks for advising Wayne Dyer. Yeah, check out Dr. Wayne Dyer. He's awesome. My church gave me a place to park. Then I found a shop for my business. Beautiful. So you were parking it at your church. Andrew Smith. Nice. So when you have these certain things in place, when you have money in the bank, you have a buffer, you have a savings account, right? You have a truck or trucks that work well. You have a trailer and equipment. You have a place to park your stuff. Once you've become established and you got all that stuff, then you just have to worry about, making money and making sure things run smoothly. But if you take one piece of those components away, it's like literally taking one of your knees out, and now you're hobbling, you're hobbled, and you're limping. And I think about how vulnerable that is, and I go back to those times of feeling that way, thinking about that, of how incredibly vulnerable and exposed I felt the first couple years in my landscaping business of fighting tooth and nail in survival mode. Survival mode. It's a place where you're in constant fear and anxiety, and you literally feel like you're fighting for your life. And this epiphany came to me. I had a pretty anxiety filled day yesterday. Who says stuff like that, right? It was just the phone's ringing off the hook, trying to do 20 things at once, right? Trying to keep it all together. And I had like this vision in these moments of angst, these visions come through me, and I was thinking about time perspective. Have you noticed that when you feel safe and secure, maybe you're healthy, the money's in the bank, you've paid the taxes, everything is good, and you just have this wide open space where you can finally relax. You can catch up on some sleep, you can spend time with your family. Maybe it's the winter time. During those times, I don't know about you, but my vision comes alive, and I start thinking about my dreams and my life. You start thinking about all the great things that you want to do. And then during the swamp time in the season, especially right now, June, July, August, it's incredibly busy. You make all these promises, your schedule is booked to the max, and you're just out hustling, working 12 hours a day. What happens is now you have to fulfill the promises that you created, and you have to go out and execute all those promises you created. You have to go and execute and now do all that work. The biggest bottleneck in a service business is the actual physical work, right? The marketing and the sales, the digital paperwork, collecting money, all that's very fast, but actually the deliverable is the biggest bottleneck. So if you look at a machine, it's the slowest possible component. And when you're out there grinding and hustling and delivering, I believe that in the midst of so many things going on, your time perspective can shorten down all the way down to that week, or all the way down, or just make it through this individual job. I just need to make it through this job. If I could just make it through this half of the day. And you can narrow down into survival mode to the point where you're like razor thin. You're not thinking about your dreams. You're not. And this is where I see this time of year, the apathy sets in. Small business owners start to get depressed. They forget about their visions, and they forget about their dreams and all the things they thought they were going to do, during the winter. And now they're just in full blown hustle mode. And that's all that matters, is just get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. And does this make sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I created a group called the Untrapped Alliance where we go live every other Wednesday night in a controlled environment. I'm sick of scrolling on social media. I'm sure you are too. Let's get focused on our businesses. We already started the group, so if you join at keithkalfas.com/alliance, you can get access to the replays. And the bonus is we're going to have special guest experts who run multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses. They're going to come on and teach us how to do sales, marketing, persuasion, close higher ticket jobs. These are people who got their shit together. And I'm really excited to have them on. Go to keithkalfas.com/alliance. I'll see you on the Wednesday night call. Let's go.
What's up, Paul Greenleaf? Like, what happened to all the dreams and goals and ambitions of it's a certain feeling. It's an inspiration. I mean, you're inspired. It's the spirit within, this feeling that comes through you. My friend Quentin Howell, he's a professional filmmaker and videographer. If you might have seen some of the videos on my YouTube channel that are very, very well produced, he produced those. He produced all the marketing videos from my marketing ROI live workshop, the really epic stuff. He's that really cool black dude with the cool hair, and he's always got a camera. If you've seen him in my videos, he's from Detroit, and he's filming a movie in Detroit right now called Detroit Nights, right? And I'm actually acting a part in it, and I'm reading the script right now. It's really, really cool. He has this vision right now where he's actually filming a movie in downtown Detroit, and if you look him up on Facebook, Quentin Howell, he just posted the trailer for the movie. And it starts out like, I think they're like bad cops or something, and there's time travel. I'm still piecing it together because of the trailer, but it starts out with a Phil Collins In the Air in the Night, and it's filmed all at night, dude. And it's like, oh my God, I got goosebumps watching it. It's like, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord. When I watched this trailer that he put together, because he's filming this movie, like my hair stood on end, and I felt so completely inspired that like tears filled up in my eyes, and like that feeling of the dream, like you just, oh my God, we can do this. Like a visionary, the vision was cast. And now I'm so excited about, and I'm going to circle back to what I was talking about, but I'm so excited about being part of this project and just getting to act a small little part in this movie he's putting together. I'm like, dude, yes, this is going to be amazing, because he stepped forward and he created the vision despite anything else, even that was going on in his own head. He wants to make movies. This dude's making movies. What about what happens inside of you where this dream fills up inside of you and you become so inspired where your hair stands up on end and you're like, oh my God, I'm actually going to do this. This is going to become a reality. I'm going to literally build a shop for my business, or we're going to get a yard, or we're going to take this thing to the next level, or something for your family, or we're going to get this shop, we're going to get this house, we're going to anything. What is it for you? I've noticed that in the busiest part of the season for me, those dreams dissipate and I just get down to survival mode. But when there's more free time, when it slows down, those dreams come back full fledged. And I think there's these ebbs and cycles in these seasons. They're like 90-day sprints. I just finished a book called The 12-Week Year, and then they talk about these 90-day sprints. So imagine if you spend a season dreaming and creating and casting visions and planning, but then you spend a whole nother season in just pure nonstop execution, doing all the footwork and, boots on the ground, making it all happen. You have to do the deliverable part, right? But then maybe there's another season where you're able to relax and spend a time with your family. And this is just hustle season right now. And I think if you maintain that 40,000 foot view, that larger perspective, you can start to get equilibrium where you can stay happy and present and not fall into apathy or depression while it's the busiest part of the season. I started to get upset for the first time over the last couple days this year in 2019. I was like, damn it, like we just got this new house. I haven't even been able to hang out like much on the back patio with my wife or do anything because I'm working 12, 14 hours a day, getting home directly doing paperwork. It's nonstop, right? And I started to get upset, like I don't have any time. I don't have any time. Like I don't even have time to make YouTube videos right now. I don't have to do anything I want to do. I have all these things I want to do and I can't do them because of my stupid business. And I think that it's normal to feel that way. Anybody thinks stuff like that? Like you're just working so much in the beginning of the season. You're just raring to get out there and like, dude, I'm gonna crush it. And then once you've been working 90 hours a week for like 60 days straight or 90 days straight, then you can start to get upset and vindictive on yourself. You can start to get negative and be like, and I think that it's about not getting lost in the desert. It talks about in the Bible when the Egyptians they were crossing the desert and they got stuck in the desert for 40 years, right? Don't get lost in the desert, like maintain perspective and realize that you just keep fighting the good fight and just getting all this done and getting through the hardest part of the season and then come out on the other end. Because if you get caught back there, if you get caught in a lower vibrational frequency, a lower mindset or a negative mindset, I think it could destroy the outcome for the rest of the season. That's one thing I really like about GIE Expo in October and live events is that it's a place where you can get together with literally thousands of other contractors and small business owners, people in the green industry. You can shake hands with them, break bread with them, have a couple drinks with them, eat pizza with them, and talk and have conversations like and it's a sense of camaraderie. It's a sense of, oh my God, I'm not alone. When you live what's called the caged life, when you feel completely caged and trapped and you go into maybe you get depressed, is when you feel like you feel alone. You feel like nobody understands what you're going through, especially being a small business owner. If people that are, in your family they don't understand what you're going through. That's what I like about the GA Expo and places like that. You can get around people that know exactly what you're going through and they elevate you, they challenge you. So I'll be at the GA Expo October 20 or 22nd. I'll be there. Yeah, you can get tickets if you register online. If you register through my link in the description below this video. After this video, check out the description below. You can get tickets for 50% off if you register through my link. I'll put a link at the bottom of this video. And then back to the landscape trailer thing. Let me get up some of my coffee. Seattle's best coffee. So where to park and where do you put your landscaping equipment? I think when you get a place to keep your equipment, some of that anxiety goes away. Okay, I got a place for this. Like when you get your corporation set up and you get all your insurances set up, right? Oh, okay, I got that set up, right? Whoa. There are these breakthroughs. It's called escape velocity and habit gravity. When you're trying to move into a next level and do something new, it's very painful. And as you break through and you blossom and you get that thing settled in, then it relaxes. It's like the Fibonacci sequence. The faster it spins, if there's something that's imbalanced, it wobbles to the point where it actually starts to break apart, like shedding skin, like a snake sheds. It's painful, or a caterpillar turning into in a cocoon, turning into a butterfly, breaking and being reborn. The most painful lessons that I've gone through are the very foundational things that have created foundation in my psychology that have helped me get to off plateaus and into new levels, right? And I think that the more growing up you do, and the more growing up you know that you need to do, is the more you realize that, like, oh my God, I got a lot of growing up to do, right? Oh, what's up, Peter? You rent a bay. What is that noise? I want to shop on some land and I'm all set. Andrew Smith. I remember back in the day, my buddy took his car to a mechanic and we went to some dude's house But in his backyard, he had a whole pole barn with like 2 huge bays and hydraulic lifts, and literally ran an auto care center off of property next to his house. I got another buddy, Mike, who owns a landscaping company, and his house is on property, and he has a gigantic pole barn garage, and then it's literally an entire complex where he lives and runs his entire shop out of there. So where I live in Michigan, in the metropolis, we talk about things like that, and we my wife and I one day want to move up north, like more into the country, where we could just not worry about parking everything. Right now, sounds illegal. Probably is. Right now, I park some stuff at my house, and then I park all the rest of my equipment at a commercial lot that's actually a client who has a commercial lot. So what I do is I give them discounts on their landscape bill every single month, and then I mark it directly on the invoice for parking. So we have a co-op relationship, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm glad that it took a few years before I developed that agreement with my client, and that I had gotten a little established before I started parking my stuff on their commercial lot and paying for it, because now I'm a little bit more confident and I won't let them take advantage of me or use it as leverage to get me to do things, because I park my stuff on their property. And so now that I have a house, and if I want, I don't want to fill up my driveway with, 2 trucks and 2 trailers and a bunch of equipment. But you have a little more space to breathe and not put up if somebody wants to try to pull something. I think that's another growing up lesson that I'm really learning. Some people will paint themselves into a corner in life by not facing their fears at all, to the point where they have no options. They've completely exhausted themselves, and now they're completely dependent on the goodwill and mercy of other people, because they've painted themselves into the corner by not facing their fears. And it's a really, really scary situation to be in when you have to depend on other people for things, and you have to, quote unquote, kiss their ass all the time in order to not, because they have one up on you. And I think that pain or that angst is so frustrating that, some people are willing to just go work 100 hours a week just so they don't have to be somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? You're in Colorado State, second chance, where the rent is over $900 for a 1-bedroom apartment. Dang. Question: can you write off a shop on your taxes? I'm sure there's lots of write-off expenses associated with that, but I don't know. There's a book called Save on Taxes Big Time. You can get on eBay, Amazon, or half.com. Check that out, or ask your accountant. But I mean, the actual shop itself. What's up, Minor Chavez? EDK Landscaping. How did you like your Dakota? My old Dakota truck? Dude, I love that Dakota truck. When the Blue Goose, my first truck, it was a 1991 Dodge Dakota, blew up on the freeway, I was so scared. My wife and I had just got married, and we scraped together change. I was on Craigslist every night, and I barely got this 2001 Dodge Dakota with 200,000 miles on it. That little truck got me through all of 2014 and 2015. If that truck would have broke down, I'd have been screwed. I love that Dodge Dakota so much to was like, I want to only use Dodge Dakotas from now on for the rest of my life. And I was like, they're good on gas. But the truth is, I really just wanted an F-150. I'm like, V8s are gas hogs. I will only use a Dodge Dakota, because that's what I had, was a Dodge Dakota, right? I loved my Dodge Dakota, dude. That little truck was tough. It would pull anything. It would do anything. I went to the spring shop and got extra springs installed in the back for like $300. You would pull everything with that. I mean, whatever, dude. Do what you got to do. That's cheap. My girlfriend pays $2,000 a month in downtown Seattle, says Brian Jones. That's insane. So if you're not paying $2,000 a month, then you got it good. Andrew Smith just bought a 1998 Dakota with 262,000 miles. Yeah, dog. They got motors that never quit. So I think about stuff like that. If, like I was forever, if you're driving a truck with like 250,000 miles on it, and every single day you're driving your fingers across, oh my God, please don't break down. Please don't break down. Please don't break down. I don't have the money for a blown transmission right now. I don't have the money. That's the type of fear that just made me go out and work 7 days a week nonstop with bags under my eyes, to the point where my own wife and I, our marriage started not working in 2016 because I was so riddled and filled with fear. I was like, don't you understand? If this truck breaks down, we're screwed. Don't you understand? All we have is this truck. And then that's when I started thinking, what the hell was I doing playing Mortal Kombat when I was 14 years old? What was I doing playing Super Mario on Super Nintendo when I was 10 years old? I should have been out hustling and working myself to death. And it's like those type of thoughts, like pure brutal survival mode. And once you've gone through that for so long and it's so embedded in you that you just have to hustle to do everything you can, like this thing pops up in my head. I don't even know if I should say this, but, and it's not judging at all. It's this weird type of thing that's happened in my head. If somebody is driving a car that's got like 300,000 miles and it's breaking down, and they're not like hustling constantly to do whatever they can to scrape money together to make sure that they can fix that thing or replace that thing if that thing breaks down, and they're just chilling, ignoring that, like, that's so incredibly scary to me. I was like, I look not in a judging way, but I'm like, oh my God, how are you not totally freaked out right now that if that truck or that car breaks down, that you're screwed and you're up shit's creek without a paddle? This isn't an emergency to you. And it's just because the pain pleasure principle, the pain is so great of being that in that type of vulnerable position that Gary Vaynerchuk said something. He's like, sometimes people will trash on you. They'll be like, why do you work 80 hours a week? Why would you do that? You're wasting your life away working. And Gary was like, well, maybe I'm so uncomfortable in where I'm at in my life right now that I'm willing to work 80 hours a week to change it. Ooh, that's deep. Maybe I'm so uncomfortable with where I'm at that I'm willing to work 80 hours a week to change it. Like my buddy Daniel Miraval, the certified arborist, like this dude's got a legit business in Illinois, and this guy hustles. He's working 7 days a week out, like just crushing it, doing quotes and selling tree work, and he's got his crew working and everything that's happening. And when I'm on the phone with this dude, like I think I have pressure. I don't even know what pressure is compared to some of these business owners that it's just like up to here. And because they understand the propensity and they understand the magnitude of what will happen if they don't hustle that hard, if they don't hustle 7 days a week. And if there's a crack in the fault line and there's water rushing in and they're not doing everything they can to patch that thing up, if that thing blows, it can literally affect the whole system and take the entire ship down. So I have this thing in my head. I think about like you're at a picnic table eating dinner with your family and you're smiling and birds are chirping and a little butterfly just lands on the table and everything is perfect. The sun is shining. You're eating at the picnic. You're eating a picnic. And you're supposed to like be present with your family, right? And you look over across and your ships with all of your cargo are on fire and one of them is sinking. One of them just sank. And you're like, this sandwich is really good, honey. Oh, you're like, and you take off and you run to go put out that fire because it's literally caught fire to the other ship, right? And like everything's gonna go down in that cargo. That's what feeds your family, right? But if you take off, it's like, okay, I'm not even gonna go there, bro. I think of stuff like that all the time. Michael Tomko, we had an old Ford truck that caught fire on the drive home from a site because it was half propane. Oh my God, that's crazy. You got a 2007 6.0 liter GMC. I bet that thing's a beast, dude. Braden Sommers. Paul Greenleaf. That's exactly where I'm at some days. I'm on a job site from 7:30 a.m. till dark. Suffer now, play later. Elena Hedge Trimming. What's up? Andrew Smith. My uncle owns a wood recycling business, and just their insurance is $30,000 a month. Bull Moose. Maybe you're just not lazy like other goofballs that get free stuff from parents. LOL. No, I'm not high. A lot of people accuse me of smoking the weed, but I'm not. I guess weed just got legalized. I know it's legalized in Illinois and Colorado. It just got legalized in Michigan, but it'll be another year before it's completely recreational. I don't know why I'm afraid to smoke the weed, although I have before. It does something strange to Kelphus. If I smoke, I'll just disappear, and you'll have to come find me, and I'll literally be like laying in my bed praying and reading the Bible. Like these deep revelations come over me, and I get really paranoid, and I can see my whole life crystal clear to the point where it's terrifying. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so God. And I can feel every organ in my body. I can feel my food being digested, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, my liver. I can feel it. I can hear myself breathing. Oh my God. Why is the house so dirty, even though it's already clean? And I'll start helping my wife clean the house. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. It's just dirty. I got to read the Bible again. And I'll just start freaking out, dude. I'll be like, my whole life. I can't smoke weed, dude. I freak out. I get totally paranoid. I don't know how people smoke it every day. Smoking opens the gateway, right? But a couple years ago, I was having a total panic attack. I was stressed out of my mind. Okay. And I have a buddy who's in the business. He had this stuff called, what's that stuff called? I don't even know. Something called diesel or sour diesel. I don't know what it was, but he showed it to me because he's in the business, right? I don't smoke weed. I don't even drink, but he showed me this bud. And he turned it, and there was like just crystals, just like reflecting off the light. I was like, so I took a little tiny puff because I was in total anxiety. Like my whole body was just on fire, and I was suffering grievously. I took one little puff. He's like, no, I'm telling you, man, just one little puff. It's medicinal. This is medicinal. It's the best stuff. It's medicinal. I'm like, no, dude, I don't want to touch that stuff. I don't touch that stuff. I'm like, one little puff. I took one little puff, bro. I was laying on the couch, holding my stomach, laughing in tears for like an hour straight. I felt like I was literally in heaven. My whole body felt amazing. All the anxiety was gone. And I called him up. I'm like, dude, I don't know what that was, but I don't know. So, sour diesel, it's called. Yeah. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's literally just a plant. Yeah, I don't know, a moon man, whatever you just said. I can't say that in the comments. I can't repeat that, but you guys can read it. How far am I from Dearborn, Michigan? Like a full hour. Man, Dearborn's a far drive from here. Nerd white guy. I just got over anxiety attacks myself last month. Had no idea what was going on. If you do have anxiety, there's a dude on YouTube called Kyle Cease, Cease, Kyle Cease. This dude just talks in front of the camera about like your your inner game and yourself, and just by the way he talks, it helps just like unravel stuff that do. It's incredible. Do I still talk to Forrest, 80K Landscaping? Dude, I don't know what happened to Forrest. If you guys seen, he was this dude. He was in the YouTube videos. He used to work for me back in the day, all of 2014 and 2015. He was awesome in the videos. He was such a character. He was just like burly dude with a beard, and he was just a kid, but he was so intelligent. He was so funny, and he was amazing on camera. Like back in the day, the landscaping employee trap, it was almost like a YouTube internet TV show. The way that the vlogs were, I was so obsessed with making these vlogs, and like that was my passion and my focus. And I was like getting like 400,000 views a month at 20,000 subscribers, like more views on this specific channel then than I was now at 75,000 subscribers. And a lot of it was Forrest being in the videos, and he would just do crazy stuff and challenge people in front of the camera. And he went to the Army. He quit and he signed up for the Army. I have never heard of him since. It's been 3.5 years. I've looked him up. I've tried to find him. He doesn't have a Facebook. I've tried to call his number. I hope he's okay. I've never heard from him since. And I think that at least he would have, called me or something, but he's always welcome to come back. And if he does, I'll make some videos with Forrest, but I hope he's okay. Since then, I have not found anybody that wants to be in the videos and wants to be basically a character in the YouTube vlogs. So the people who work for me, I don't even put them in the videos. I don't videotape them or anything. And one reason, just a word of advice, if you've got a YouTube channel, be careful who you put in your videos, because if your channel, quote unquote, blows up or you start getting tens of thousands of views on certain videos that they're in, the very same person that you think you're cool with, they will start thinking things in their head. Maybe they'll get really paranoid and want you to take the video down. Now you have to take a video down that has 80,000 views. Or they might threaten to have their lawyer contact you because they think you're making money off of them or something. Like, people start to get really weird when they see you making money on YouTube, or they see you getting like hundreds of thousands of views. And this, like I said, people act funny. So I've just had things that I don't talk about on YouTube. Just people get really upset with me, and I've had to take down like over 50 or more of my videos. And it was not a fun thing to do. Videos I've worked and slaved to put up, that I've edited and I've worked hard for, because they didn't want to be in the video. And so now I just don't put anybody in my videos unless they explicitly are into social media or want to do it, because I don't want to get a phone call 2 years later when some video has 100,000 views and now I got to take it down. And so just think about that, Eduardo Che. Hi, Keith. This is Ed and Son's 2-day cutting grass. Thanks so much for the videos. Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. J23. I'm 23. I've been in the landscape game since I was 18, and I finally started branching out and doing my own landscaping jobs. Been watching your videos. They help out a lot. Thanks. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Landscaping employee tribe dog. People ask, what does that mean? When I first started this channel, it was I was a landscaping employee who was trapped. So the target demographic was landscaping employees who are trapped, the landscaping employee trap. If you want to start your own landscaping business, you want to break out of that horrible grind of being, stuck. If you want to start your own business, but you feel trapped in a job, like that's really what that was about. Jimmy Lessard. Hey, Keith, I want to say thank you, man. You started my own window cleaning last year, and I feel blessed. I started watching your videos, and it helped me so much. Oh, dude, you're welcome, Jimmy. That's awesome. And if check out my other YouTube channel called The Window Cleaning Blueprint. That's strictly window cleaning content. There's tons of videos on there, and I've had a major breakthrough myself just this year in the window cleaning game with what I call the $299 minimum. A $299 minimum to clean anybody's windows. I never paid attention to, there's fixed and there's variable costs. The importance of having a minimum in your business, unless you're like in lawn care and you have a lot of route density, like why would you drive across town to go do something for somebody for any amount of money unless not, you have to look at your profit. When you put the profit first and you say, how much profit am I going to make off of this? Like, it seems like from the outside, it might be like an incredibly selfish way to think or act or run your business. Like, how could you be so selfish? You want to make profit first. And I'm not referring to Mike Michalowicz's book, Profit First. It's an amazing book that changed my life too. But I just, for lack of a better word, putting your profit first and foremost, for me, I was like, oh my God, I have to create a minimum. We used to clean people's windows. It was $89 minimum. Like on my first business card said $89. And after doing this whole job, I was like, oh my God, I made $24 off that. What's going on here? So, and then I started thinking, the one thing that hit me the most was I went to Joshua Latimer's Automate, Grow, Sell live experience. It's in October every year in Michigan. It's like $3,000 a ticket. And when I went there and I got around these 6 and 7 figure business owners and I sat down with them and listened to the way that they think, it blew my mind. Like they're talking about like, we have to make this much per day or we can't even start the truck. Like I have to do $2,500 a day, $1,500 a day. I don't know what the number is for you. For me, I have to do a minimum of $800, $810 a day. So I have to make a minimum of $405 in the morning before 1 o'clock. Let's say before lunch, right? And then a minimum of $405 in the afternoon for me to make my margins. So what's happening now is if I can't make that, if I'm going to go do a job that is a half a day job, unless I'm going to be able to make it to another job the second half of that day that's going to make up for that and make my margins work, I literally can't take that job. And another thing, or if I'm going to take on a whole job, that's going to take one day. If I can't at least make my base margins off that, I'm literally not going to take on the job. I'm going to quote it properly so I make my profit after all expenses. And if that runs into a day and a half, now I'm the one eating crow because some unexpected thing. So then I started building into the quote, setup and breakdown time. All these things I wasn't aware of, like you can't charge the customer for the time it takes you to set up your job site. Well, you can. In the world of commerce, the world of, I say entrepreneurship, the rules are so completely different than what you're taught as a 9-to-5 employee. Like being a 9-to-5 employee and growing up around 9-to-5ers and 95%ers growing up, I was taught in jobs that you have to be inside of the specific box. Like you can't make up the rules as you go, or otherwise you're doing something horrible and you're going to get fired. Like you have to constantly ask for permission. And then I learned that like, if you literally told a customer it was $100,000 to do something that only cost like $5,000, right? And they were happy and they absolutely said yes, and they were fully consciously, morally, and ethically aware, and you were both aware, that's an amazing blessing. You're going to get $100,000 to do something that costs $5,000. Like it's weird like that. It really blew my mind. So I started increasing the quotes. And the only way you can do that is by increasing the marketing. So if you could turn your marketing on and have your marketing systems going to the point where you can get your phone to ring off the hook, then you can skim the cream off the top, and then you could start being more picky and choosy about the jobs you take. Like you're expanding the top as you dissolve the bottom. And I was on the phone with DJ Carroll yesterday. This guy's brilliant at business. And I wonder why his name is Coach Carroll, because he's literally incredible. He talks about distilling down, like the type of money that he's making for the size of his business, of how he's figured out how to distill down and extract so much profit out of a business is crazy to me. And I'm not allowed to share like what type of money he makes or anything, but like I just feel incredibly blessed to be around people like that. Check out DJ Carroll. I'll put his link in the description below this video. He's a brilliant business person. And that's why things like getting around communities of other small business owners can change the fabric of your mind and show you that so much more is possible than you might have been taught or led to believe when you were just getting started or growing up. Ryan D. You tripled your sales from last year in the past 6 months alone because you worked your ass off. It can be done, bro. Yes. How do you set your minimums? Well, if it's something with landscaping, I like to keep a $500 minimum. But, it's just 300 minimum across the board. If it depends on if we're installing materials or not, right? And I look at it in terms of profit. So, having a daily goal, my daily goal was like, I need to make a minimum of $200 a day or I'm screwed. So if I made $300 to $400 profit, I'd be happy, right? If I made more, I was like ecstatic. Now I have a goal of making $700 a day net profit, right? And then now if it's anything below 400, I'm like freaking out, right? And unhappy. But I learned that because I set a much higher goal every single day. It's like shoot for the stars, hit the moon, right?
If you are looking for the greatest software ever to run your business on, go to getjobber.com/Keith. You can create proposals, invoices, collect payments, and track your entire business directly on the Jobber smartphone app. If you want to get a totally free trial of Jobber right now, open your browser, type in getjobber.com/Keith, and after the trial, if you decide to sign up with Keith's link, you'll automatically get 20% off your first 6 months. So what are you waiting for? Go to getjobber.com/Keith.
Hector Diaz. Oh, thanks, sir. What? Andrew Smith, my uncle started with one dump truck after work, 2 summers in high school. Now he owns 4 houses, Bentleys, Ferrari. You ain't no woohoo. Do I cut lawns? No, I do not. I cut lawns the first year in my landscaping business, and then I gave all my lawns away. I got swamped with so much landscape work that I was going out on Sundays trying to cut the lawns, and then I started sending my guy out to cut lawns, and I looked at the time it would take me to become profitable in lawn care and the amount of money that I have to start investing in equipment and to build route density. And I had already just gotten swamped with so much landscape and landscape maintenance work that it literally got just pushed out. It just got squeezed out for me. So I was like, I'm trying to juggle too much here. So I just replaced it with window cleaning. $200 is your goal starting Monday. EDK Landscaping, how well does the new F-150 tow heavy loads? Well, it just depends on what you call a heavy load. I think it has a 7,600 pound pull capacity. I pull a dump trailer every day. It's 3,600 pounds and it has a 6,000 pound capacity. I barely put ever anything more than 3,000 pounds in it. And it is a V6 and it tows it like nothing. It has tow mode and super mode or whatever. The truck pulls it like butter, like nothing. I'm amazed at how far technology has come, and with the gearing ratio inside of this truck, that I can't believe it. Like, yeah. So I definitely wouldn't be pulling around a skid steer with a V6 or an F-150. And I went at the dealership and I was looking at F-250s, and dude, these trucks are like $50,000 to $60,000, and your payment is over $1,000 a month for an F-250. So if you're making that type of cheddar where you can, have a skid steer working every single day, and you need that, then you need it, and it pays for itself. But I'm not at the point where I need an F-250. I'm just not. The only reason I would get one is because I think it would I would get one if I needed it. How about that? Or to like look cool. I got an F-250. Love Warrior. What's up, Adam Animal? Adam Animal. Oh, awesome. Hey, Keith. Looking forward to meeting you and Stanley Genetic in Atlanta next month. Next month in August 22nd and 23rd. I think it's 23rd, 24th. Look it up. It's the Impact Academy with Dirt Monkey University and Stanley Genetic. Stanley Genetic, Dirt Monkey University. Him and Phil Saros have teamed up with the Jobber, and they're throwing a live event in Atlanta, Georgia next month. And it's going to be amazing. Go there, get your tickets now. If you're anywhere near Atlanta, you definitely got to get a ticket while they're still on sale and before it fills up to full capacity. There's only a few tickets left. I'm going to be speaking there on social media marketing. So if you want to meet and shake hands, come to the Dirt Monkey Impact Live Academy. Go to dirtmonkeyuniversity.com or type in Impact ATL and find tickets. And next month, I'll be there in Atlanta, Georgia for 4 days. And I'm bringing my wife, too. It's going to be awesome. Ard Rueda, Love Warrior, hockey player. Come give me a kiss on camera, honey. Yeah. Carlos Martin, Paul Greenleaf, Brian Jones, Your Way Lawn Service. All right, I'm going to jump off here in a minute. So just to circle back, like I said in the beginning, where do you park your landscaping equipment? Where do you put your trailer and your truck? What are you saying here? He never answered it, even on his video. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so it can be incredibly stressful if you don't have any place while you're getting established and you're or paying to rent a place. But once you get all that locked down and you start to move your chess pieces and you get that feeling of establishment, you get that feeling of security because you know your stuff is secure, right? But I definitely can relate to having to put your equipment literally in your living room and gas smelling up and like, I can't believe that this is my life. I'm putting my landscaping equipment in my living room. Like I've been in those places and I keep reflecting back. Like think about how far you've come, right? Gotta be crispy, dog. What's up, Kinder Lawn Maintenance? Oh, the question, Brian Jones, about you getting 42 accounts in 48 hours was his question. What was the question? I think you're referring to when I started my window cleaning business. I have this claim where I got 42 accounts in 48 hours. Does that seem impossible or something? I think it might have been you was saying something like, how do you do that? So I started making these videos on my Window Cleaning Blueprint channel talking about how to start a window cleaning business. It was in the middle of the winter. We were broke. I wasn't getting any unemployment. I had just started my landscaping business and I was trying to figure out how to make money. I was terrified. So I got a squeegee and a scrubber and some soap and I started going up and down the main street where I live, where there's little small mom and pop shops, businesses, sub shops, gas stations. And I was knocking on people's doors and, going in and trying to clean their windows for money. And everybody was telling me no. So we had an eviction notice on our door and I was coming home with like I'd made like nothing the entire day. The next day I'd make $16. The next day I'd make $32. And I was lucky if somebody let me clean their windows. I felt like a total bum. It was brutal. It was totally brutal. Well, we had 6 days to vacate our apartment. We were about to get evicted if we didn't if I didn't pay the rent and I was that broke, right? Something snapped inside of me, uh, where I was so afraid, where I said, I have to make this work and I don't have any choice. I have to come home with money to make sure I pay the rent because now I have a wife depending on me and I don't have a choice. I got up at, I went out at 7 o'clock in the morning in the freezing cold in December. And I mean, it had just snowed. There was snow on the ground and ice on the ground, and it was freezing out. And something snapped. I went and I sold 42 window cleaning accounts in 48 hours. Now I didn't do 42 jobs in 48 hours, but I sold, got the contact information, followed up with closed the job on the phone and booked it and I probably did 22 to 25 of those jobs within the first day and a half, and then was able to complete them all within that week, I'm saying. But I had sold every single one of those jobs within that 48-hour period. So I went from selling no jobs at all to selling 42 window cleaning jobs of storefronts and plazas like gas stations, sub shops, restaurants, anything, you name it, within a 48-hour period. And then I was coming home with, to me at the time, what was pocketfuls of cash, anywhere from 110 all the way up to $250 on a good day. But I'd make about $160 to $170 a day doing window cleaning storefronts for like $10 to $12 a piece. And before I know it, I knew it. I was able to get this whole window cleaning route off the ground, and I was started. I got the rent paid, I got my cell phone paid, I got food in the fridge. And then my confidence started to grow as a window cleaner. And then what hit me was my back had to be put against the wall. So I was about to get evicted out of my apartment to make me face the fear of getting a window cleaning business off the ground. And to me, it seemed impossible. A little something for a housewarming gift. Kinder Lawn Maintenance sent me $5. You can send money on here? You sent me $5. Thanks, Kinder Lawn Maintenance. Wow, I appreciate it, dude. You just sent me travel. DeCrest just sent me $5. I started in 2016 because of you. Now I rarely make less than $500 a day. Thanks, bro. Dude, people on here are just sending me $5. How do I even get it? Dude, that's awesome. I feel very blessed. Why don't you just go buy a F-550 dump truck? So, you didn't know about super chats on here. Or let me finish the story. So, anytime previous in my life, I would think it's impossible to sell that many accounts, 42 accounts in 48 hours. But I'm telling you, when your back is against the wall, your level of persuasion goes through the roof. I was walking into storefronts. So I'd walk into a sub shop, a sandwich shop. I'd leave my squeegees in the cart, and I'd smile with my business card and my shirt, my work shirt. I would say, "Hi, is the owner in?" "Oh, the owner is in back right now. He's busy." "Will you go get him? Can I talk to him?" Let me go check." "Yeah, he said he's really busy. Who is it?" "Oh, I'm Keith with Kelfus Window Cleaning, and I noticed that your windows are really dirty. And this is like a restaurant, right? That's like not good. Tell the owner that the window cleaning guy is out there and he wants to clean the windows, and he'll do it right now for $12. Comes back. "Oh, the owner said he's really busy and he already has somebody that cleans the windows." "Oh, really? Because I'm looking at them right now and they look like they haven't been cleaned in like a year. So is he lying to me? Because these windows are really dirty and they need to be cleaned." Now the owner comes stomping out, upset. Like, "What's going on?" "Hi, I'm Keith with Kelfus Window Cleaning." He's like, I have a window cleaning business and I'm currently expanding in this area, and I notice your windows are dirty, and I just got done cleaning the one next door. I literally just pick up that client, right? It's like the mom and pop store next door, right? And I do the ones next door. He's like, really? Like, I like just picked them up, right? And I'm like acting like they're my client. And I noticed that your windows they're totally dirty and they need to be cleaned. And I'll do them right here, right now. I'll do them for $12. Oh, we don't need them clean. Just go. Like, I don't need them clean. I'm like, but this is a restaurant and they're dirty. If he would continually tell me no, I would do one of two things. I would say, okay, well, I'll just clean them for free the first time. And I would literally start cleaning them for free. I'd start cleaning the windows for free, smiling, and they do, okay, I'll pay you. Here's $10, man. Oh, they look really, really good. Great. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Well, I'll let you know. Okay, well, I'll be in this area every single 2 weeks, and I already clean your neighbor's windows, so I'll stop back in 2 weeks. That's what I would do. So Peter just sent me $20. People are sending me money. Thanks, Peter. I appreciate it. So, and then the next thing that I would do, thanks, dude. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. That's a lot of money for $20. So, so if the business owner, see what I learned was something called positive expectancy. Positive expectancy. Ryan Christopher just sent me money. This is crazy. I didn't even know you could do this. Positive expectancy is where you're very positive and you have an expectant attitude. You're breaking the hypnosis of that business owner and you're forcefully but diplomatically forcing your message through. Like, they're busy. They don't want to be bothered by you. David Hall just sent me $5. Thanks, David Hall. So they're just busy. They don't care about the $10 or $20 it is to clean their windows, and they know their windows need to be cleaned. They'll lie to you, direct mess. Oh, somebody just sent me $1. People throwing money at you, dog. A quick side note. I think that you go through trials and tribulations in your life for sure. And if you were to be blessed with a whole bunch of money too soon, you could squander or spoil it or do immature things with it. And I think that when you've gone through really, really hard, like people that are incredibly financially successful, most of the time that are self-made, they've paid hell and they've paid homage to get to that point. Thank you, Ryan Christopher. Wow, Ryan Christopher just sent me $5. Thank you. So the owner of they don't care about the money, but when you have enthusiasm in your eyes and they respect your hustle. What I didn't understand is when I was selling those accounts is that the owners of these companies, I was demanding like respect and they were respecting and admiring my hustle. When you have two people in a room, he who is most certain will have the influence. How was me being scared and terrified with an eviction notice on my door having more influence because it was such a small stake? It was only between $10 and $20 to clean their windows, but I wouldn't take no for an answer because I had an eviction notice on my door. Your windows are dirty. I'm looking at them and I will solve your problem right now for $12. No? Okay, I'll do it for $10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If they kept saying no, I will pay you. I will pay you right now. I'm serious. I'll pay you. I'll take my money out of my pocket. I'll pay you $5 if you let me clean your windows. I'll pay you $10 if you let me clean your windows. I'll give you $15. I'll give you $20 right now. $20. I'm giving you $20. I'm paying you to let me clean your windows. You don't want it? Okay, I'll clean your windows for free. Dude, I was at this Chinese takeout, carry-out place, and Chinese people are like, they're super cool. I love Chinese people. I started cleaning the window for free. And they're like, no, stop it. No. Don't clean my windows. I was like, yes, I'm cleaning them. I'm going to make them shiny. No, please go. Please. And I was just cleaning them for free. So it's a gratitude effect. If you start cleaning someone's windows for free, here's what I did. I kept coming back every 2 weeks consistently. If I was there every day, I'd come back every day. I'd walk in. Hi, I'm Keith with Kelfitz Window Cleaning again. Oh my God, it's the window cleaning guy. Just clean the windows. Before I knew it, I was dominating the entire, there's a 6-mile strip by my house. And in every single plaza, I had from 30 to 70% of the entire plaza lockdown. And I didn't keep a track. Maybe I don't know how many accounts I had. I know it wasn't over 100 or anything like that, that I had built in that short period. But that was the bread and butter that got me through that winter and through those couple years. Then I started leveraging my way into people's homes. If you are a window cleaner and you do storefronts, it's an entirely different ball game, and you have to do it to understand. There's a common kind of a joke that happens when you're cleaning windows. You take on the facade, you play a character, and you are the window cleaning guy. And what happened for me is this can mess with your ego a little bit. You're like, I'm not the effing window cleaning guy. Dude, I'm Keith, and I'm a small business owner. I just happen to be cleaning windows. But everybody starts looking at you as the window cleaning guy. And then you become a vendor. Like, you become like habit, just like at the sandwich shop, the guy who comes and drops off the Coca-Cola truck comes, and then the guy comes for, the meat. And then when the vendors come, you just become another vendor on their list that they pay. And now you become the window cleaning guy. And then you get locked into their habit pattern. And then once they get to know you, they begin to like you, and then they begin to trust you. And now they become a normal client, and now they don't want to go with anybody else. Good, reliable window cleaners are hard to come by. That's another thing. So if your current window cleaner ever leaves or disappears, here's my card. And a lot of window cleaners will just disappear, right? So you can build a route very quickly. But man, I can get on the window cleaning thing for a long time. If you're into window cleaning, check out my channel, The Window Cleaning Blueprint. And I even wrote a whole book about this on Amazon.com, Audible.com. You can listen to it while you work. Go on your Audible app and type in Keith Kelfus, and my books show up. You can listen to them while you work. Do a video on how to send you cash. What's up, Dane Hobbs? Give me a shout out. What up, Dow? I'm trying to send money. I don't know how. Robert Moreno. I don't know. But I truly appreciate it. Marcos Conchola. They probably were wearing Godzilla, Chinese people. Oh, the money icon below. Oh, there's a money icon below. You can send money. Yeah, this social media thing is insane, dude. What do you think about using a box truck instead of a pickup? I think that's brilliant. If you could have a box truck with big ramps on it, that'd be amazing. You have the account to Panera Bread? That's cool. How do you get that corporate account? Do you write a landscaping contract that says weekly 3, what is that, man hours? Or do you just write what you do? I don't know what you mean by that, but I use an app called Market, Markate, and that's how I write all my contracts, and they're already automated inside. So the customer signs on my phone with their fingertip to the terms of the contract based off the line items in the work order, and then they give me a deposit. They sign off. Nick Medugno. I like that everyone who follows you is a positive person and willing to give tips as well. Thank you, Robert. Andrew Smith. Is your F-150 at EcoBoost? I think it is. That's pretty sad that I don't know. What's up, Dane Hobbs from Australia? Lawn care kid. Your wife is hot. You're the lawn care kid and you think my wife is hot? And my wife is like 32. I think my wife is hot. My wife and I go way back. I met her like 15 15, 16 years ago. And when I first met my wife, she was so wild, like as far as like she was intimidating to me. I wasn't even like I was attracted to her, but I was intimidated by her. She was just like way too obnoxious. The first time I saw her, it was in a karaoke bar like 15 years ago. And I was with my friend, and she was a little bit too young for me that back then, so I wouldn't have gone out with her. And I didn't know how, I was young too, but she was too young for me. Oh, Tival Daker sent me $5. I hope I said your name right? Tival? Thank you, sir. How come you never get into doing regular mowing accounts? Okay, 1 second. So when I saw her, she was wearing these tight jeans, and I don't know why, but she was like looking at something in the bar, and she was like standing on her tippy toes and her butt was sticking out. Hey, I'm married to her. That's okay. And I just froze. You ever seen in Wayne's World when it's like, Dream Weaver, I believe you can get me through the night. And I just froze. I'm in the middle of this loud bar and people are singing karaoke, and I just looked at my wife like before we were even dating or anything. And I was like, I'm gonna marry her one day. And then I look, and my buddy's like, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? I'm like, dude, who is that chick over there? She's hot. And he's like, that's Ashley. I'm like, why do you say it like that? He's like, I don't know, because he had a crush on her or something. I don't know. So, I don't know. I never, ever went out with her. And then we parted for like, I didn't talk to her for like 7 or 8 years. And then one night on Facebook in 2010, I just like hit her up on Facebook Messenger one night, and we ended up hanging out. And that's a wrap, bro. I've been with her for like 9 years. And yeah. I think when you find the right person, I never wanted to get married. And Kelphus never wanted to get married, bro. And I never wanted to start a landscaping business, but I definitely never wanted to get married, right? And the crazy thing is, when I met my wife, I instantly knew the first time I kissed her, my whole body got goosebumps, and I felt this level of connection that I knew that I was going to end up marrying her. And I was like, I was mad because I wasn't ready to get married. Like, I wanted to be free and do my thing and get married later on in life. And I knew that I would never find her ever again. Like, if I messed that up, that was my destiny calling, and I had to just step into that. And it was hard. It was a long, hard road, but I just felt like telling that story. My wife's an interesting human being. Okay, how old are you, Keith? I am 36 years old. And I'll tell you one thing, Kinder Lawn Maintenance. I wish that when I was in my early 20s, I had social media and a community like this, because I would be a lot farther along than I am right now. At 30, I cannot believe that I'm already 36 years old. I'm young, but in some ways, compared to you guys in your 20s, chase every dream that you have, and don't let any negative people hold you back, because before you know it, you will be 36. You will be 36 and don't have any regrets. And I have some regrets. And I think the regrets I have were letting negative people control my mind when I was in my 20s. And I wasted a lot of years being a conspiracy theorist. Probably the whole first half of my 20s, I wasted listening to like Alex Jones and thinking that the government was going to come and get us, and that I was a huge conspiracy theorist, and I thought any minute the stock market's going to collapse and the world's going to fall apart, and we're going to end up like living in shelters or like on bases or something. And I thought the entire country was going to fall apart, and it's because I was listening to Alex Jones. And a lot of stuff that he says is great, but I wasted a lot of time being afraid of crap that I couldn't control. So don't do that. Chase your dreams. This world is amazing. The opportunities will keep growing and growing and multiplying on top of themselves. And I think the quicker you get around positive people and around people who feed positive things into your mind and take away strongholds, is the quicker you'll progress, right? But we all have our own path. Okay, so Paul Driver, what's up, buddy? Yes, I will be at the GIE Expo. Yeah, dog. And if you're just now joining, in the link in the description below this video, you can get 50% off your tickets at the GIE Expo if you register through my link. 50% off tickets. Pretty good, right? The millennial generation. Sharp Blade Lawn Care. Will I be at the GIE Expo? Yes, I will be. Taval Dakers, how come you never get it? Brian Jones. Thank you for all your stories. A&M Landscaping and Hauling. Preach. Andrew Smith. Ryan Christopher Wagner. You'll be 21 on October 30th. You'll be 22. Wow. When I was 21, I went to the nightclub. I never drank, but I went to the nightclub and I got really, really hammered and shit-faced. And yeah, I think I threw up all over the place and then I never drank again. It was horrible. What do you charge for weeding? Just like $50 per man hour? I hate pulling weeds. But weeding is pretty lucrative, actually. That's how I got my business off the ground, because I couldn't afford any equipment to do anything. So I just went out and started pulling people's weeds, and then I used the money to buy equipment. So offering monthly garden maintenance, right? You come in, you tighten up all the shrubs, you do a tune-up, you pull all the weeds, cultivate everything. It's a gardener thing, right? Gardening is pretty decent money because you're just selling time, right? There's not any overhead. Alex Jones. Fear. Nick McDino, I just traded my car for a truck. Good for you. Hopefully going to get some equipment soon. What time is the meetup this year for GIE in the parking lot? Oddly, I think I'm usually the person who always organizes the time for the parking lot meetup. People just ask me because from the beginning I was doing that. And it's usually at we do it for an hour. So if the GIE rally, the after party in the Mega Cavern, I think it's from 7 to 10 p.m. So to give us enough time to get to our hotel rooms and shower and change and cool down and relax and then comfortably make it to the cavern from the GIE Expo, I think it's 2 p.m. in the parking lot from 2 to 3, and then people linger till 4. Yeah, so 2 p.m. in the parking lot by the blue roller coaster. So if you're at the GIE Expo, walk out of the front doors all the way to the back of the parking lot. You'll see the big blue roller coaster at 2 p.m. You'll see like 150, this year probably 300 people out there. We'll all be hanging out, shaking hands, talking business, taking pictures. I think Chantavi Singh Vongsa, Chant's Daily Hustle, he'll be out there probably doing a group photo. You'll see Tigran Gertz out there, Stanley Genetic, B&B Lawn Care, everybody who has a YouTube channel, and I can name them all off. Hairston King. What's up, buddy? Vanessa Yoga. Chant 10X. Tax Chant. What does that mean? McKenney. What's up? Thanks, brother. Mike Hoff. You've been watching the videos for a month now. Thanks, man. How do you make a pitch for gutter cleaning? I don't know what you mean by that, but gutter cleaning, excuse me, it's $85. My coffee's gone. For a one-story walkable house, you can go up to $150 minimum if you can get away with it. I'm charging, if I'm already there on the job site, I'll do them for $85. But if I have to make a special trip, it's $150. Now, I do have a $300 minimum, but to be honest, you can get you can show up to somebody's house and clean all their gutters and downspouts in 20 minutes or less. So, I don't know if I can get away charging $300 in 20 minutes, but the cool thing about gutter cleaning is you can stack up literally, 15 of them in a day and go make $1,000, right? But when we clean gutters, there's two ways you can do it. One way is you can scoop it all out with a tool or by hand directly into a bucket cleanly. Or two is if you take a blower and you blow it all over the place, you have to let the customer know that you're going to blow it into a nice clean pile, rake up what you blew out, and take it with you. And because if you blow it all over somebody's customer's garden beds, they're going to be angry. And then if you get it all over their siding and all over the house, if it's wet, then you got to take a hose and rinse that stuff down. That's why I started charging more for gutter cleaning, because I wanted to actually do a good job instead of just blowing it all over the place and leaving. Because I learned a very hard lesson, which is some customers are picky. And if you charge them $20 or $30 to clean their gutters and you do a crappy job, it's just the high cost of low prices. Robert Moreno sent me $2. Whoop, whoop. Thanks, man. I love coffee at night. I can't drink coffee in the morning. It makes me anxious. I'm a nighttime coffee person. William Watson, Keith from California, just started landscaping this year and have learned so much. Thank you. If I come to Michigan, I'm buying lunch. If you come to Michigan, hit me up, dog. And also, if you come to Michigan, my live event called the Marketing ROI Live Workshop is going to be this year. It's supposed to be September 6th and 7th, but I've had some major delays in my personal life that have put me back by 90 days or more. So I'm still trying to get all that together right now, that if anybody wants to come to Michigan to my live event, I'll be coming out with all of the marketing and promotions for that soon. And it will be a life-changing event, I promise you.
Hey, Untrapped podcast listeners. You transform properties, but getting consistent clients can be tough. How do you get more eyes on your amazing outdoor services? Footbridge Media specializes in helping contractors like you dominate your local market online. They build professional, optimized websites that convert visitors into leads, handling everything from design and SEO to review management. Stop being trapped by a lack of leads. Grow your home service business with a strong online presence. Open your browser and visit footbridgemedia.com/Keith today.
Nick Meduno. Thank you, but there's definitely a lot of negative people out there saying it's not a real job or go get a real job because the market is saturated. Can make you second guess. Dude, everything is saturated, right? But if you do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, and you have integrity and you do great work, you can very easily rise to the top of the 10% in any service business. And it's actually the reciprocal of what people say. It's saturated, it won't work. With the amount of people that aren't willing to do the physical labor side of what it takes to run a service business, there's so much room for opportunity. It's insane. Mike Hoff. I like how do you go to someone else's house and convention them to clean their gutters? I don't understand. Platinum Lawn Services. Hey, Keith, love the content, man. I look forward to your stuff on Instagram and YouTube. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Platinum Lawn Services. I appreciate it, my friend. You charge $45 an hour for any labor. That's good. Come to LA. I might be coming to LA. I can't say it right now, but I got invited to California to speak at a live event, and I might be coming to LA, so I'll hit you up. How do I send you money? The lawn caregivers. They're saying there's a little money sign down here or something. You can send me money. Lawn caregivers just sent me $1.99 or $2. Isn't that fun? Like just randomly giving people money. If you are in a bad mood or you're upset, like go give somebody like $5 or do something nice for somebody. Or if you're at a restaurant, Just leave an extra dollar. You're like, oh, should I leave an extra dollar? Just leave the extra dollar and feel good about it. Force yourself to do something that's giving and it makes you feel good. Outdoor Solutions 850. Howdy, Keith. What's up, my friend? I'm a landscape nut. I love trimming bushes, says Horizon Landscape Services of Arizona. I love picking up piles. Seriously, love your references of the Farad capacitor the other night. It made everything click. Thank you so much. The lawn caregivers just gave me $25. Dude, that's crazy. Thank you. What am I going to do? I'm sitting here on a YouTube live, sitting here getting paid right now. People are just sending me money. So for me right now, I'm working on my receiving muscle, and I want you guys to hear me out with this. If you have a scarcity mentality or lack or a poverty mindset, when people give you money or people try to gift you things or gift you money and you feel really upset and weird and guilty like you're doing something wrong or you don't deserve it, there's something going on maybe all the way down to your childhood that you heard. And it's one of the healthiest things you could do for yourself is to let go and relax and work on just letting people give you things, to give you anything. It could be a box of cookies. It could be money, right? And then breathe into that and go, I receive. It's okay. I receive. They wouldn't give you it if they didn't feel that they want to give it to you, because it's called the law of reciprocity. Peter just sent me $50. Peter just sent me $50, bro. So thank you very, very much. I receive that with my whole heart and I appreciate it. Allow people to give you things. And when you see somebody else receiving things or great things are happening in their life or they're making a lot of money, work with that and say, you know what, I bless them. That's awesome. You know, maybe I don't know what type of battles and transitions they had to come through to get to the point where they can just receive on that level, right? Or if you feel like somebody's receiving things or receiving money that they didn't work for, they didn't deserve, like, why? If you think negative thoughts, then check yourself, right? Nate Heston just sent me $1. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because if you ever get into $100 lawn care givers, what is this? Are you trying to compete with me? The competing is sending me money. So keep on upping each other. If you find yourself comparing yourself to other people, looking at what they're doing, especially on social media, oh my God, how's that guy blowing up his business like that? How is he getting all that equipment? How is he making all that money? Or maybe you have a friend who's doing better than you financially, or their business is growing faster, and you start to get upset about that. Robert Moreno just sent me $1. And now you're focusing on them or what they're doing. Portland Painters just sent me $1. Then that's really, really unhealthy for you. And it's catastrophic. You are self-sabotaging yourself. Don't do that. If you ever find yourself comparing yourself to other people, I think that you should take a rubber band and snap your wrist really, really hard and check yourself and get in gratitude for what you have and start focusing on your own path. Because the minute you take your focus off of your journey and you focus on someone else or what they're doing, you will immediately start failing and going in reverse. Don't do that. Stop it. Focus on what you have going on, and then what you have going on will expand. You have to. Alan Brown just sent me $2. Portland Painters did you just send me another $1? What do you do? So focus on yourself, not on other people. Focus on yourself and on your hustle, and your life, your business, your relationships will expand. Don't compare yourself to other people. It's a recipe for disaster. What do you like to do on your spare time, like a hobby or to have fun? For me, it's shoot videos and edit and make YouTube videos. And on Tuesday nights, my wife and I, we go do a date night every Tuesday night. Like this Tuesday night, they have $5 movie tickets and free popcorn. We're going to go see a movie. 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, we saw the new Aladdin movie and it was fun. So I put my phone away, I shut it off on Tuesday nights, and we go out and we spend time together. It also gives me an excuse to just like hustle, like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Um, Cheveo Isaac or Israel just sent me $5. Thank you, sir. I received the blessing. The law of attraction says a direct message. It works. Read an old book called Super Beings. Crazy how it works. Way before The Secret came out. Ooh, I'm going to look that up because I'm a book nerd. A&M's landscaping and hauling. I know a few guys like that. Don't understand it. Thank you, Nick. Robert. Thank you, Robert Moreno. You're like a stripper. Yeah, I'm a stripper here on YouTube Live. I'm a stripper and people are just throwing money at me. Kunto. What's up, Kunto? Keith, you can buy a new steel with all this money. When do you and Wifetron plan on having kids? I'm ready for children right now. I was ready about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I have a lot of anxiety around being financially fully established before, like getting my business and my internet business to a point where I have enough residual income coming in in case something happened to me or I got hurt and I couldn't physically work. I want to make sure that my family can be taken care of. The way I grew up was really rough for me. I've lived in 34 different homes and I moved around a lot, and I'm glad I turned out okay. And I'm ready for children right now. I think the wife and I have maybe another year or two and we'll start having kids. Andrew Smith, I don't hate you. That's a powerful word, my friend. And thank you. What's up, Cheveo? Paul Rawson. Nice. Marco Canchola. How many employees do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4 employees and 5 virtual assistants. So I wouldn't count a virtual assistant as an employee, and then a calling center. So 9 people working for me. 4 in the landscaping business and 5 in the internet business. But half of all of them are just part-time, and a couple are part-time. Affordable door and gate. Aldo Betancourt, what's up? Lex Johnson. Man, the comments are coming in fast. What's up, Lex Johnson? Hope you're doing very well. You have some head-scratching questions about landscaping. You sound like the Hodge twins. How much do you make a day? Gross or net? We probably do. What are we doing? About $1,000 a day right now? No, about $1,200 a day. Let me look. I got to do my quarterlies because they're just hustling right now. My QuickBooks looks like a mess. I got to reconcile everything just nonstop. Like I don't even have time to go and look, but I'm sitting here on YouTube right now, right? I could say this month, I got to be well over 25 grand this month. What was I last year this time? No, I'm up 20% from last year because we raised all the prices. So we're still in July. I think July is the highest month, It's like 33,000 or something. I got to look at the end. I don't know. But our average ticket price is about $1,000. And I've gone up from a 28% profit margin, and I got to be hitting 40% now just by raising the prices. And I was terrified about raising the prices. The next step is expansion. That's a whole different ballgame, though. And I really, really want to get a very, very profitable small self-employed business with systems in place before I start expanding, and which has been a huge struggle for me. How many storefront window cleaning customers do I have? Glass Realms. I only have 2 storefronts left out of like 80 something because I got rid of all of them. I drastically raised the prices and then just dumped all the rest. Affordable door and gate. Come here. You can be on the Untrapped podcast. How often do you sharpen your yard tools? I got this really cool Milwaukee flat bit disc grinder, battery operated. And now I bring that on the job site, and like once a week when all the tools are getting dull, I'll just sit there for 15 minutes, like literally right there. And I'll put on some goggles and just sharpen everything. All the hand tools, the pruners, the blades, everything gets sharpened in 15 minutes right then and there. Oh yeah, and back to the money. What I was talking about July. This just because in the winter it goes like that. I don't plow snow. I just have no interest in plowing snow anymore. It's a different story. But like what right now I'm socking away, I sock away 50% of everything that comes in. So the winter, so it smooths everything out. I take a 9-month year and I compress a year into 9 months. And when you flatten it out, it's completely even over the year. So I have payroll all winter too, nonstop. So that's why I'm willing to work 7 days a week in the summer so I don't have to plow snow in the winter because I got sick of plowing snow. How much should you charge for power washing a one-family home? We just did one today. I charged $800 to power wash the exterior of the house. And it was a 2,200 square foot house for $800. And that's what I charged. If you can get 1,200, that's amazing. And I think look into soft washing and downstreaming with chemicals. Ryan Argyle, God bless you and Ashley. You will both make great parents. Don't keep raising your financial milestones for having children or it will never happen. I believe you and thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm listening to you. Thank you. Plus, having children will 10x your mindset and motivation. Have faith, Keith. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Hey, Keith, why should I give you money? Looks like you're doing pretty good, says Kunto. I don't know what that means. Hey, Keith, why should I give you money? Looks like you're doing pretty good. I don't know. Then don't. I think the reason the people on here are throwing money at me, it's the law of reciprocity. If it gets people, if people feel like they've received value, then they don't care how good you're doing. They want to be like, dude, I've received value from you and I want to give you value back, right? I am not here in person, face to face with you to shake your hand and say thank you. And maybe in a comment is good enough. Pow, here's $10, dog. And it also is fun because I think if you are doing well and you're hustling and you're making good money, it feels good to, pow, here's $10, dog. And it's fun. Yeah. And thank you. Lex Johnson. Andrew Smith, do more videos on pricing? Sure. I'm trying to pump out these Saturday quotes. Tomorrow is Saturday, so look out for a Saturday quotes video with Keith Kelfis. My throat's dry. But this I have so many quotes on Saturdays, dude. I had like 13 quotes last Saturday. I didn't have a minute to pump out a Saturday quotes video. It's crazy. So I definitely got to put one out. Ryan Argyle sent me $10. See, man. Do I live stream on a regular basis? No. I do have a thing on Facebook Live called Storytime with Keith. Look out for that. I'll pick a book out of this bookshelf sometimes at night, and I will read a book like Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. It's an amazing book, and I'll come on for about a half an hour and read. It seems to be a hit on Facebook. People really seem to like it. I don't know why, but look out for Storytime with Keith. Keith, your Google reviews are the best, all 5-star. I do have a lot of Oh, thanks, Kinder. I have a lot of positive reviews on Google because we built that into the marketing plan. Every single customer gets asked to leave a well-worded, honest review. I do have a couple bad reviews. One was from 2016, was my fault. And then one recently, I literally just got just in the last 24 hours is the second negative review I've ever gotten. And that one is my fault. Can you do window washing quotes? Check out my window cleaning blueprint channel. I have a ton of quotes on there and videos. And if you're talking about window washing quotes, do you want me to do a video about that? I do have an entire online course called the Window Cleaning Blueprint. If you go to keithkelfis.com, you can access all my online courses. And there's one called the Window Cleaning Blueprint online course. And it's an entire in-depth course about how to start a window cleaning business, the mindset, the pricing, the psychology, the marketing, property walks, pricing, water-fed pull. It's like crazy. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's probably like 20 something hours of information in that course alone. Do you recommend buying used power tools? Not if you can afford to buy new. If you can afford to buy new tools, you should always buy new stuff, dude, because you're buying someone else's trash. But if you can't afford it, by all means, buy whatever you can get your hands on to make money. Rich dad, poor dad. Are you active on Snapchat? Yeah, type in Keith Kelfis on Snapchat, and I post 3 times a day on Snapchat. Dan Kennedy is amazing. What's up, El Evangelista? On Snapchat, I used to post these insane snaps. I had so much fun on Snapchat. Like, I think I was the dude. I actually used Snapchat for what it was intended for. I would put on different clothes and change my hats and become different characters and use the filters. And I would run around my house and I would act out an entire insane scene. And it was so fun. And I would be screaming, laughing, making these snaps. And people would watch them and they'd be laughing their asses off, replying back to me because I would literally become different characters. It was like I was in heaven doing this. It's like, but the reason I quit doing that crap is because I didn't want it to be taken out of context. Like, I believe there's parts inside of us where you can become silly and then be goofy and then outright completely obnoxious. But if anybody were to take that outside of Snapchat and then maybe take that and put that on Facebook, like, look what Kelfis is doing. I really want to trust this dude. This dude's nuts. Because I wanted to do that so bad on social media, just be a complete maniac. And I'm just afraid, man. I don't know. I don't want that getting out. Maybe my customers seeing that stuff. You know, I think if you go all out entertainment on social media, you have to pick. Like, you're either full blown nut crazy entertainment and you're getting paid doing that stuff. You're like, so you got to keep a Lavelle Turf Lawn Care just sent me $15. This is crazy, dude. Thank you so much, man. How did you handle the sod job complaint? Great question. I installed sod for a client and they called me. I can't talk about that. How about that? I'm supposed to go back Saturday and, out of courtesy, fix it. How do you like the dump trailer? I love the dump trailer. I don't know why I didn't buy the dump trailer years ago. I think being in survival mode, it wasn't a priority for me to come up with $6,500 to buy it. And as soon as I dumped the money, I bought the dump trailer. I put half on my business debit card for my business, paid half, and I put the other half on my credit card. And then I thought it would take me like a year to pay off. I paid it off in 22 days. I bought the dump trailer last year and I worked something like a month straight nonstop. I just paid it off in 20. I got to get water. My throat's dry. One second. It's really dry down here. Bro, I've got a mini fridge down here. We're building this whole studio out. Show you this. It's going to be dope. Check this out. Watch. See all these studio lights? That's all being put together still over there. That's going to be a computer area for recording. And then behind me where the curtain is a vocal booth for doing voiceovers. So we're actually building a kitchen down here in the studio. So when people come and be guests on the Untrapped podcast, we'll have like food delivered and we'll have a fridge and there's a bathroom we're remodeling down here. So it's an entire kind of like a studio. Lex Johnson. Did you just send me $2? Thank you. I appreciate it. What's up, Kevin Carroll? I appreciate that, man. Many blessings. Tony Salazar, how many landscaping customers should I start out with as a base to do throughout the week, and what should I make in a week? Please help. I'm a rookie with a company just about to be given to me, just me. I think a good initial goal is $300 to $500 a day in revenue just starting out. So if you keep just thinking about the revenue starting out with maybe just you and one other guy, $300 to $500 a day, $300 to $500 a day in revenue. How many customers? I don't know. It primarily depends on what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Corazon Landscape Services. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. The weird thing about that a callback that I had, it's weird if a customer is upset or it'll start playing, you'll play tricks in your own mind and you'll start feeling weird and guilty. Like, did I do something wrong? I put my whole heart into this. I did the best I could. And I thought I did a great job. But maybe I did something wrong. Like, and your brain will play tricks on you. And there's this type of like, my father taught me something very interesting. Like, if you know that you did right or you're a good person, like I've seen my own father, he'll literally start yelling and force his truth through and to get somebody to understand that his heart is in the right place. Like, there's this interesting thing as a small business owner that you're so afraid to get a negative review or you're so afraid of somebody being mad at you or upset with you that you'll literally stick your head in the sand and you won't even stand up for yourself and you'll just do anything you possibly can to make the customer happy. My friend Anthony Heyman from Heyman Window Cleaning, he's on YouTube. He sent me this screenshot like a month ago from, I think it was the 48 Laws of Power. Listen to me clearly, everybody. Listen to this. The screenshot said that people if you show timidness or weakness to people, if you're timid and weak around people, then it will bring out an aggressiveness in them. I can't think of the word. Even if they're not even normally an aggressive type of person who is even the type of person to attack somebody. But if you show your fear and timidness, it's like this weird thing in human nature that they'll do it. So you have to be like strong and have a baseline. And I also think that operating from your heart instead of your head. Business is a first stage exchange, and its commerce is adversarial. So if you have a customer who's been taken advantage of before, they're going to be looking for that, and I don't blame them whatsoever at all, right? There's this whole switch going on with like contractors getting upset, and I'm reading about it in forums and I'm hearing it in like rumor hearsay. Like, how is it fair that a customer can go and trash your company on the internet and say bad things about you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it? Yet you can't do anything to defend yourself or say anything about, a customer, right? So I wouldn't normally say anything like this on the internet, but my channel is primarily this community here. We're all small business owners, so we speak and we think the same language, but everything that we talk about could be taken out of context if it were put in the public. Does that make sense? So that's why it's not really talked about too much. There's a lot of things you might want to say, or I might want to say, that you can't really just go on the internet and start talking about unless you have what's called FU money. So anyways. Okay, it looks like some people are wrapping up and going to bed. That means so am I. It's midnight here already in Michigan. Andrew Smith says, don't be a bully, but don't be a pushover. And that brings up the last thing I want to say is that's what posture is. Posture is the thin line between wimp and jerk. Posture in your psychology and posture in your tone and your energy. It's the thin line between wimp and jerk. Here's what posture is. If you pull up in a drop top Corvette and you have like a friend who's like walking, you're like, hey man, you want to go for a ride in this drop top Corvette? It's like, that's not really a drop top Corvette. You're like, yeah, it is. I got my hand on the steering wheel. I'm driving it. Like, nah, no way. I'm just going to keep walking. And you're like, okay, peace. And you just like peel off and like take off, like, because they literally don't believe you. Like, but you know that you know. But somebody else is like questioning that. The thin line between being a wimp and a jerk. Like, got a no sleeve shirt, landscaping employee trap shirt. Look at this. Hashtag untrap. They're for sale on Teespring. We always talk about printing up a bunch of t-shirts and bringing them to the GIE Expo. But the time the expo comes, we had worked so much, I didn't even have time to do it. I remember Geek to Freak printed up a bunch of t-shirts and handed them out. I might still have mine. Oh, you're doing lawn care? Well, Tony Salazar, if you want to know how much you should be making per day, create a budget and figure out all your fixed costs, right? Your variable costs go up with the more lawns that you do. You have more repair, more equipment, more maintenance, more fuel costs, right? That's the variable cost. It changes the more business you do. But take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle if you don't have a software, and write down all your personal expenses, and then write down all your business expenses and add them all up and say, what's your total? What is your monthly nut, right? And then how much more money do you need to not only make, but to save and put away for a rainy day, but also to grow your business, to invest in marketing and advertising. So let's just say you need $4,000 a month. I'm just coming up with a random number. Okay, I don't know how much it is for taxes. What is it? 22%. I put away 30% for taxes. So take all the money, add an extra 30% for taxes, right? Now add an extra 7% for marketing and advertising. Okay, so that's 37%. And then maybe you need another 13% to put away on top of that for investing in new equipment. So that's 50%. Operate off a 50% gross profit margin. So if you look at how much it costs you to run your business all day, let's say it costs you $200 in business expenses, not personal expenses, to run your business for a whole day, then you have to make at least $400 a day to create a 50% gross profit margin, right? So when I said $300 to $500 a day, what's that? $400 a day. Excuse me. So figure out, if you want to know exactly how much you need to make a day, what are all your monthly expenses for personal? Let's say it costs you $2,000 a month to live. I don't know what it is for you. For me, it's way more than that. And for some people compared to me, they're like, Kelfus, like you need $5-6 grand a month to live. I don't, it just, but so say it's 2,000 a month for you. Say your business costs you $200 a day. 2 times 5 is 10. Well, your business probably isn't going to cost you like literally $4,000 a month if you're just by yourself, right? Let's say your business cost you $1,000 a month. Here, let me do the math. I do with my phone. Okay, $2,000 a month for your self-living expenses, just hypothetical. Plus your business is $1,000 a month. 3,000. Now let's just go to the business. 1,000 a month. All right. So now you want to add in taxes on top of that. Don't take taxes out of your money. Charge an extra 30% and make your customers pay the taxes on that. Now your customers aren't paying your taxes. Listen to me. That's what I'm saying. You're charging to compensate for that. You are paying your own taxes and your own insurance. Of course you are. But don't whittle it down to where you're Dan Kennedy. I learned a lot from Dan Kennedy. He makes his clients pay for it. So you always think, okay, I got to get more clients or raise the prices so the clients pay for that. Now, if you told your clients that, they'd be like, what kind of business owner are you? You're a crook. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being an entrepreneur and not think like, poverty mentality. So what's an extra 30%? 300. So that's $1,300. Okay, now another 7% to invest in marketing. That's $70 a month in advertising. Okay, now money for reinvesting. Whereas it's hard to do because I'm a visual person. I have to see this on paper. I can't do it. I'm so used to like looking at QuickBooks and my spreadsheets that I can't even do it. But here's what I'm saying. What should you charge? Charge enough money so you could pay all of your personal bills, so you can pay your payroll, so you can pay your taxes, so you can pay your insurance, so you can make enough money for equipment repair and maintenance, and enough money to put away for the winter, so everything is all taken care of. And then cut that up and say, this is how much I need to charge, all the way down to the hour per customer, per job, per day, per week, per month. And when you keep just chopping that up, what I like to do is a fun exercise. I'll take a whole stack of white paper, and I'll get a calculator out, and I'll just chop it up from every single different angle. Go and open up more bank accounts too. Open up multiple checking and savings accounts. Go to your bank and open up another business account and another. I'm sorry, you got your business account and then your business savings account. Open up more business savings account and put away money specifically for taxes. So like you could do it per project, per job. You could do it per week, per month. Like every single week I'm going and I'm putting away 30% into a tax savings account that's hidden. It's under a different login address, so I can't see it. So you have different bank accounts, and as the money comes into the main account, it's always being separated and distributed amongst the different accounts. You have payroll that's being put into your personal account. You have your tax money that's being put to a tax account, right? You have an emergency savings account, then you have another savings account. So that's one thing that changed my life. Is called a 30% rule. So I put away 50% of all gross income that comes to understand a copy, how to write proper copy and how to create ads, and you don't understand headlines and you don't understand colors and fonts and layout. And now you have to learn how to do marketing and advertising, but I don't know how to do it. Okay. Now you got to learn how to do it. But I'm too busy playing my video games or listening to music or doing all the other things that I like to do that make me feel comfortable. Now I have to go learn how to do all this. It's like a constant uphill battle. It's like, but if you look at like the ladder, it's so much more painful to be caught with your pants down. Craigslist is charging now and you're pissed. It's $5 an ad. What are you talking about? That's like the best thing that ever happened to Craigslist. I love that Craigslist is $5 an ad now. I just spent $15 last night. I literally spent $15. I'm like, $15. It's weeding out all of the tire kickers, all of the people on Craigslist that are posting for free, like me. I have like 6 Craigslist accounts, by the way. Now, when you actually post an ad and you pay $5, your phone's actually going to ring because now you're qualifying and you'll actually be seen because of all these people that it took a lot of the spam out of Craigslist. And I think it's a good thing. Now you're actually going to get a better return on your investment when you pay to advertise on Craigslist. $5 for an ad is cheap. I know somebody who has a lawn care company, and I showed them the $5 Craigslist posting. I created a well-worded ad for them with price transparency. So I put $25 per cut, and I even paid the $5 for them. I think they got like 14 phone calls within a few days, and they picked up 4 new lawn care clients off of one $5 Craigslist ad. That was amazing. What, is my connection bad? Yeah, dog. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to bed. Thanks so much for hanging out with me this time. Keith Kalfas on the Untrapped Podcast. You can listen to this podcast on any of your favorite podcast platforms. Go to keithkalfas.com. keithkalfas.com. I'll put a link in the description below, and just go over to the podcast tab or go on any of your favorite podcast platforms and SoundCloud, Spreaker, iTunes on Apple, and you can listen to any of the podcast episodes or any of the replays while you're working on your headphones. Check the link in the description below this video. I have a brand new online course that just came out called Your Business Marketing Blueprint. If you're having trouble marketing or advertising your business and you don't understand marketing, you're going to love my new program called the Business Marketing Blueprint. It's a program that you can take directly on your mobile device, And not only can you watch the videos and learn how to market your business, there also have been all converted. All the videos in my new course called the Business Marketing Blueprint have been converted to MP3 so you can listen to the entire course while you're working. If you go to keithkalfas.com or click the link in the description below this video, it's keithkalfas.com/BMB, as in Business Marketing Blueprint, keithkalfas.com/BMB. You can get my new online course called the Business Marketing Blueprint and learn how to market your business. As with all my courses and online products, anything that you get from me is there's no risk. You can try it out. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you decide you don't like it, you send me an email to my customer support, and I give you no questions. No questions. I just give you your money back, and that's how much I believe in my stuff. If it wasn't for you, and so there's no risk there. Alrighty, thank you so much, my friends, and I'm namaste. Looking forward to seeing you again. Check me out on Instagram at Keith Kalfas. Always posting some funny stuff on Instagram. It is all SEO. It is. All right. Peace and good night.
Hey, I hope you liked the show. And if you like the Untrapped podcast and you get value from it, can you please take a minute and go over to Spotify and leave it a well-worded positive 5-star review? It helps boost the rankings on Spotify so the show can get to more people. Therefore, these messages can get out to more people and inspire more people so then they can go out and start their small businesses and crush it and get to the next level. It's a huge deal. All right, I'll see you in the next show.